Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm going to do the Totally Should've book tag. This tag was created by Emma Books, and I will leave a link to her original video in the description below. I was not tagged to do this, but I felt like it would be cool to do it anyway. The first question is, totally should've gotten a sequel. And I feel like Ariel by Stephen R. Boyett, it kind of leaves off on a pretty sad note, and there totally could have been, there was totally a good opportunity for a sequel to tie up some of the loose ends, see what happens to Ariel later. Next question is, totally should have gotten a spin-off series. And this one's kind of a tough one to decide on because a lot of the series that I like already have spin-off series. So I decided to go with the obvious answer, and that is Harry Potter. An author who totally should write more books. I have to go with Raymond Chandler. Of course, he has a great excuse for not writing any more books. He is dead, so he can't. But if anyone watching this knows how to, communicate with the dead or any of that stuff, see if you can get a hold of Raymond Chandler, see if he can, dictate a whole new book to you, because that would be awesome. Death should not have stopped him from writing more books, because his books are genius. And so if you don't know who Raymond Chandler is, he's the author of The Big Sleep, but that is by far not his best book. He has written so many good detective stories, and I love all of them so much. One of the first videos I ever made on BookTube was an entire thing of my favorite Raymond Chandler quotes, and people are still freaking watching it. Someone just commented on it the other day. I was really surprised. A character who totally should have ended up with someone else. And honestly, there are so few pairings that I'm not happy with that there could have been somebody else in there. I think generally speaking, the people always, if there's a love triangle and the person actually seems to like both of the people equally, whoever I'm in favor of keeps always kind of wins out in that. But one thing that I really was not happy with, I have actually not finished this series. This is a series of 3 books that I've not finished the 3rd one, but I know how it ends, and that is the Grisha trilogy. I think that Alina should not have ended up with the person that she ended up with. He's a jerk to her, and that's all. Next question is, totally should have ended differently. And for this, I'm going to go with The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. The end of the whole thing is really annoying. The whole thing with the ring gets resolved, everyone's happy, and then it keeps going. The ending keeps going, and Frodo and company, go back to the Shire and end up dealing with, some random problem in the Shire, and that literally, none of that was needed, and I don't know. That's, the only part that I really don't like of those books. Totally should have had a movie franchise. And my answer for this, there was never any doubt. I've always thought that this should be a movie, but it's never going to be because it's too, underhyped and too small potatoes, I guess. And that is The Dark Queen by Susan Carroll. It's about a French healer woman on an island in olden day France and whatnot who is really awesome, and the entire series is amazing. But basically, my friend Anna and I we always used to say that this should be a movie, and because it would be such a good movie. Totally should have had a TV show. Yep, I've talked about this book so much on my channel already, but this is a series about a bunch of people living in post-apocalyptic Oregon. This would be such a good TV show because there are so many awesome characters and so much conflict, and it is really awesome. Totally should have had only one point of view. The Fifth Wave. Okay, now here's why I think it should have only had one point of view, and I think that point of view should have been third person, because you know what's really weird? This book just did it really strangely. What happened is, you get Cassie's point of view, from first person and everything, for a good chunk of the book, and then suddenly it's in a first person point of view from somebody else, without any warning or anything or any indication that it's changed, but you just know that it's somebody different because Cassie doesn't talk like that. Which, at least props for making the first person point of view different for each person, but it was still like really random after having Cassie's point of view for that long. And then it does a third person point of view. So the point of view changes from first person to of somebody, first person of somebody else, third person, first person of like Cassie again, first person of the other dude, first person of Cassie again, something like that. It just does that a lot, and it keeps switching back and forth between first person and third person. And so I think that honestly the whole thing should have just been from a third person point of view. It would have made a lot more sense. Totally should have had a cover change. The Vampire Academy series, because seriously, these are the most boring covers ever. Totally should have kept the original covers. So I'm going to show you on my phone, because I can't insert images on my screen because I don't have a real editing program. This is what the covers originally looked like. They are so beautiful, and they changed it to this shit. Really, people? Really? Okay, why was this better? Totally should have stopped at book 1. And this is gonna be obvious, but I think that Divergent should have stopped at book 1, because the rest of the series... So the first one I absolutely loved. I had so much fun reading it and everything, and then the rest of the series just made the events of the first one seem very small and insignificant, and I did not like that feeling. I did not like feeling that way. I did not like feeling like the heart-wrenching things that happened in the first book and the entertaining things that happened in the first book just didn't matter anymore in the grand scheme of things. And then I also just didn't like all the twists or anything. I thought they were too, I don't know, a little bit too cheaply done. Like it could have, I mean, even the same twist could have just been executed better. That is the totally should have book tag. I am not going to tag anyone to do this because I don't know who has done it and who hasn't, because it's been around for like a while and everyone kind of did it when it was first created. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you agree with me, disagree, I would love to talk to you more about it, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!